All right, folks, welcome back. This one is yet another. Someone is talking out of their butt and gets mad when they're told they're wrong. Currently, well, at least currently for this video, it's Michael Bloomberg. And we're going to look at that video and we're going to see what's wrong with it. This is Sheepdog Smokey. Let's go on and dive in and see what the exalted Bloomberg of stop and frisk fame has to say.
And we could teach processes. I could teach anybody, even people in this room, so no offense intended, to be a farmer. It's a process. You dig a hole, you put a seed in, you put dirt on top, add water, up comes the corn. Then we had 300, you could learn that. Then you have 300 years of the Industrial Society. You put the piece of metal on the lathe, you turn the crank in the direction of the arrow, and you can have a job. And we created a lot of jobs. 98% of the world worked in agriculture. Today, it's 2% in the United States. Now comes the information economy. And the information economy is fundamentally different because it's built around replacing people with technology. And the skill sets that you have to learn are how to think and analyze. And that is a whole degree level different. You have to have a different skill set. You have to have a lot more gray matter.
Now, having listened to that mental diarrhea, verbal diarrhea, I can tell you I have not ever been, and likely will never be, a farmer. I have grown food. I had to grow a potato from a potato cutting in grade school and middle school, had to grow a green bean, things like that. And that is the only time where it is, well, at least for the green bean, dig a hole, put a seed in, cover, add water. What he doesn't say about that little process, which is useless for farming, is sunlight. How often do you put water? How much water? And so on and so forth. Now, our teachers led us through that, and we made sure that our little styrofoam cup with our green bean in it had plenty of sunlight. But I know people who work in the agriculture industry, and to hear this described in that way is insulting to them. I can guarantee you, given 2 years of constant instruction and mentorship and guidance, Michael R. Bloomberg would never make it as a farmer. Because it's so much more than dig a hole, put in seed, cover with dirt, add water. One, you have to prepare the soil. What kind of soil do you have? Living in North Texas, we have a lot of rock and sand. Not good for growing certain things, good for growing others. Do you have high nitrogen soil or not? What is your sun exposure like? Are you so far north that you don't get sun certain parts of the year and you get more than enough sun other parts? Are you further south where it's more balanced? What is your wind situation? Look at Kansas versus Nebraska. Kansas is further south of Nebraska. It's extremely flat and it is very windy versus Nebraska, which is a different climate. It's a lot colder there, a lot earlier, gets all that kind of stuff. But you don't see a lot of corn in Kansas. You see other things. You see ranchers. You see a lot of livestock industry. At least I did when I visited northern Kansas to visit my brother a couple of times when he was up there. It's just, you have to think about all these things. And again, I'm not a farmer, never have been, so I'm probably going to be wrong on a lot of things. But then you have, can you run a combine or a thresher or a simple tractor? Can you set up an irrigation system? Can you maintain said irrigation system? Can you figure out when to use it and how long to use it at each time? All of these things come into play, and I can guarantee you there are people working as farmers that have more education than some business people do. They may not have a master's degree or an MBA from Harvard, but they have more actual education than a lot of people running businesses do because they have to do a lot of different things. There is chemistry. There is agriculture. There is a lot that goes into farming. And for Michael Bloomberg to sit on that stage and tell you, I could teach anybody, even anybody in this room, to be a farmer, shows his complete disdain for the entire middle of America. I know that flyover country has a lot of Democrats in it. I know that there are red states with a lot of blue voters. There are blue states with a lot of red voters. But that's not the point. Democrats who farm in flyover country should be appalled by this simple stupidity flowing from Michael Bloomberg. You know, just 5 or 6 short years ago, before Donald Trump had the audacity to say, I'm going to run against Hillary Clinton, Michael Bloomberg likely loved him, spent time with him, tried to get him involved in New York City because Donald Trump had been there forever and had built a massive business. But now that Donald Trump has run against Hillary and had the sheer nerve to win and not say never mind, Michael Bloomberg absolutely hates him. Donald Trump has built a massive business empire. And for Bloomberg, when he said, I guess you can't make it here, it may have been Schumer or someone else, is idiotic. Donald Trump made it in New York, made it big. And when he leaves New York, as he said he is planning to do, to take his entire family and business infrastructure and headquarters out of New York, I can guarantee you within 4 to 6 months, Bloomberg and Cuomo and everybody else will be crying over everything about how Donald Trump killed New York by leaving. They will be demanding he pay them exit taxes or come back so he can pay their taxes. They hate the man for one simple reason. He did not obey them. So now they have to demonize and vilify his voters. The very people who are at the very core, the people Donald Trump is speaking to consistently, telling them honestly how the Democrats don't care about them, how the left wing wants them to just shut up, vote Democrat, go home, pay your taxes. It's amazing to me that anyone that is supposedly as well educated as Bloomberg can say something so monumentally stupid. But seeing as he was raised in the lap of luxury, even though supposedly he had to work to put himself through college, this man has lived for 50 plus years as a native of New York, where he now runs things. He lived for several decades very wealthy. And I'm not going to say we should take his wealth from him. You know, I say let him spend it as he sees fit. It's his wealth. He made the money. He built the businesses and he put people to work. But so did Donald Trump. And so did a lot of other people that Mayor Bloomberg is trying to say we should tax into poverty, killing their industries and killing their businesses, putting people out of work so that he can feel good about himself. I really don't know what else I can say. But it's your turn. What do you think about Mayor I could teach you how to farm Bloomberg? And just how far gone does someone have to be to think like that? That's all for me for this one. Definitely let me know what you think in the comments. Just keep it civil. And please consider liking the video and subscribing, turning on notifications so that you're kept aware of all new content as it posts. Until next time, have a wonderful day.